Auburn Blitz is now on the air, your daily look into what's happening in Auburn athletics. With your host, Andy Graham, Brett Pritchard, Randy Lee, War Eagle,
hello again, everyone, and good Thursday afternoon. Welcome into the latest edition of the Auburn Blitz. I am Andy Graham. David in Gulf Shores, visiting family, and our old pal, Jim Hardy, kind enough to fill in today and be with us. Jim, thank you so much for being here, and love to get your thoughts on everything going on. Jim's done a little bit of everything, done some coaching, some high school football coaching, and done some professional fishing as well, but we always love to get a chance to catch up with him. We'll talk about his thoughts on what he's seen through these first two games with the Auburn Tigers, especially that one out in California this past week. Hugh Freeze went on the SEC teleconference yesterday and had some interesting comments. We'll talk about that, and mostly revolving around the quarterback position. Obviously, that is a big topic. That has got to get better for Auburn to have some great success on down the line. We'll talk about the Samford Bulldogs a little bit. Auburn's opponent for Saturday night in Jordan-Hare Stadium, 6 o'clock on ESPN Plus. So if you're an ESPN Plus subscriber, you can watch this game. Otherwise, probably going to be out of luck. We'll talk about that. The Auburn baseball schedule comes out, at least the conference schedule. We'll take a look at that if we have some time later on in the show. Butch Thompson, of course, doing a fantastic job, kind of making some history with Auburn as far as hosting a regional back-to-back years and finishing in the top 5 in the last couple of years as well. So got a really, really big commitment on the baseball side, a pitcher throwing about 97, 98 miles an hour, big guy. We'll talk about him a little bit down from the Mobile area. It's one of those kind of situations, Jim, we always run into where, this kid is a big-time commitment, but will he ever get to campus? That's the question, or will he end up in Major League Baseball? So we'll talk about these things much more. We'd love to get your thoughts, 256-234-6221. You can be a part of the program. We'd love to hear from you. Jim, how you doing, man?
Oh, doing fine. How about you?
Doing pretty good.
Been enjoying watching you kick back, you and David and Brett and Randy and everybody just putting it out there.
Oh, yeah. We put it out there.
We're in the thick of the season now, so it's time to – it ain't no summer talk no more.
No. This is all – everything counts from here on out for sure. But, well, let's just start off and let's, generally Auburn 2-0 on the year. Obviously against UMass, the defense looked like there was some, some things here or there that maybe could have gotten better. Seemed to get a lot better against California. The defense played extremely well, at least on paper, and held Cal out of the end zone for the most part. Basically, one touchdown given up for them. But the offense struggles mightily out in California. Just your thoughts generally on this Auburn team 2 games into the year.
Well, I think you guys touched on it the other day a little bit, is about this separation thing with the receivers. That is, as an old coach of myself, that's a great thing to be focused on right now. If our guys can't get off the line against a Cal, what makes us think they're about to get off the line against SEC caliber corners that they're going to face with the A&Ms, the Alabamas, the LSUs? Some of that is scheme. Some of that we could put them in stack sets, or we could put them in bunch sets to give them a yard or two clearance so that they've got time to get away from that guy. But when you're man-to-man and we call it hand combat, and you're up there, you got to knock that cornerback out of your way for the first 4 or 5 yards to get going. Hugh's offense is totally related around timing and getting open, and the receivers have so many options, because if they get to a certain point and the receiver, the cornerback is dropped back and what they determine as a zone, then the receiver's supposed to sit down right here. If they're in man, they've got options to do different routes. Well, if you can't get off of that first 4 or 5 yards, that screws up all the timing of everything.
Yeah. Hugh Freeze has been talking about this since the scrimmages back then. The quarterback and the receivers not being really on the same page. They're reading one thing. Like you said, this offense, you've got so different. The quarterback's got reads. You got run pass. You got to decide. You got to, based on the look of the defense, it determines, like you said, what the receivers are going to do. And it seems like, at least through 2 games, that has been a big point of confusion with Peyton Thorne, because I mentioned that, against Cal. It seemed like several times he dropped back and was ready to throw and looked up, and maybe somebody was not in the right place. Maybe there wasn't separation. There wasn't. There was definitely a hesitancy to just basically let it go. And like you said, I mean, if this is the outcome against Cal, then the SEC defenses are only going to get better.
That's right. Well, and they've learned. Cal gave them a template. Get up there and get in Auburn's face and make them beat you off the line. If they can't beat you off the line on man-to-man, then we can go stick 7, 8, 9 people in that box over there and shut that run down no matter how good it is. I mean, we could have the great five greatest linemen there ever was. You stick 9 people in the box, 9 on 5 don't work out.
It makes it a little bit more difficult to run for sure.
Yeah.
Now, Auburn did have some success running the ball. And Hugh made some comments in the press conference that while they didn't run the ball as effectively as they wanted to against Cal, a lot of that was because of the turnovers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You would have seen a lot better statistics. You would have seen at least several more points in the game if Auburn didn't kill their own self with penalties and with turnovers. So
sure.
Those kind of things are just general. You know that.
Sure.
Going in.
And it's also the same aspect. We got to ask more out of our quarterbacks. If we went out in the portal and we got a Peyton Thorne to go make those intermediate passes that we're saying Robbie can't make, like if Robbie was 40 and 50% last year, the statistic popped out at me this morning. Robbie is 2 for 10 for passes that are 9 to 19 yards. Thorne, Thorne is 2 for 10 at 9 to 19 yards. That's what Robbie had trouble with. We didn't make an increase there. Now, again, is that some of scheme and those receivers weren't where they were supposed to be because Peyton's on the right timing and he knows where the ball's supposed to be, but the receiver ain't there. That some of that we don't know. But as I think I've messaged on the show before, I don't care if it's UMass. I don't care if it's Texas A&M. I don't care who it is. If a receiver's open, you got to hit him.
Yeah.
Because open is open. It don't matter if it's Alabama or UMass.
Yeah. Oh, there's no question about that. And the fact that Auburn, again, 2 games into the season, and this is some of the comments from Hugh Freeze yesterday, we've got to decide who is the guy. Freeze said Wednesday on the SEC teleconference. Reiterated that backup Robbie Ashford, quote, needs his touches for the offense to be successful, but at the same time, quote, the shuffling in and out isn't healthy for anyone.
No, and
how do you make that work?
Well, it's your first concept that you went with to start with. You let Peyton in that UMass game go out there and get a bunch of drives, get us down to the goal line, and then you brought the Robbie package in at the goal line, okay? That I can live with because it's very hard for people to scheme against us when they don't know if he's going to pass or run or what he's going to do. Maybe that's what you try to stick with. Don't do what you did the other day and let Peyton have a play and then put Robbie in and then bring Peyton right back in for third down. Musical chairs don't work in a timing offense. Peyton needs confidence. Let's give Peyton 2, 3 drives, 4 drives, and if he ain't got it tonight, then stick him over there and let Robbie have 2 or 3 drives. Don't play with these guys' minds. You
got to give Robbie the full offense if you're going to do it that way.
Yes.
But this business about, and it was, we always talk about can you be unpredictable?
Right.
Well, I mean, Robbie on first and second down when it's clear passing situation, trot, Peyton Thorne back in. That's Gus Malzahnish.
That's where, again, as we get closer and closer to conference play, they will eat Robbie's lunch if they know all he's going to do is go in there and read right or read left and run. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's obvious.
Got to do something. And I was hoping this decision would have worked itself out. If we're still trying to decide who the guy is, that's a little disconcerting, I think, heading into this week. And to be perfectly honest, I mean, you going up against Samford on 6 o'clock, are we going to know anything more after this game than we knew before?
I think the only thing you really try to develop in this is giving Peyton more drives, more reps, more confidence in the offense itself, and let him get it in his mind that me as a coach, being Hugh Freeze or Montgomery, I'm not going to reach out there and grab you when you mess up. Get out there and play 4 or 5 drives, 6 drives. Show us you can do it, because this game, we know this is nothing more than a glorified scrimmage. Nothing against Sanford. They're a great bunch of kids, and I'm not talking down to them, but when you're dealing with 4- and 5-star athletes of Auburn, this game should be in check by the early second quarter. Yeah. And we should see Robbie get a lot of reps. We should even see Holden by this game's over and get some reps.
Interesting that Hugh Freeze keeps bringing up Holden Gardner.
That was my question when the original, or at least listening to some of his comments, the original depth chart came out. It was Peyton, Robbie, and Orr. Yeah, Orr. So where did the Orr go away?
It's a good question. I mean, we've seen Holden in the first game. Didn't see him in against Cal, but yeah, that I think just the simple fact that Hugh Freeze, usually when you make that distinction and you've got a starter and a backup, you don't mention the third team guy. He's mentioned him several times and talks about how they, as in Robbie Ashford and Holden Gardner both, are nipping at Thorn's heels. We may see before it's all said and done, who knows, halftime of Texas A&M, we may have a new starter. And that's, again, that makes me incredibly nervous for the rest of the year.
Oh, yeah.
If
Absolutely.
we're playing musical chairs at the quarterback 4 games into the year.
There's no doubt.
We got to figure it out. That's the bottom line. Don't go anywhere. We got to take a break, but we'll be right back with more of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
When you need an automotive hero, you got to call S&S Discount Tire Pros. With locations in Alexander City and Dayville, we are here to serve you today. From quick services like oil changes and tire rotations to in-depth automotive repairs such as suspensions, brakes, and tune-ups, S&S can take care of all your tire needs. You just have to focus on what's important and love the drive. Call S&S Discount Tire Pros today. We are automotive heroes, and we are here to serve you.
WOTM is the television provider for all Alabama High School Athletic Association championship events and special programs. WOTM is your home for the Super 7 football, state finals basketball, baseball and softball state championships, the AHSAA weekly show, and WOTM also produced the first ever football playoff show, Super 7 preview show, and reclassification reveal show. Your exclusive home for all things AHSAA is WOTM. Contact your local cable provider to request WOTM to your channel lineup.
Whether it's Lake Martin, Lay Lake, or Logan Martin, boaters from all over the state of Alabama come to Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama, because it's worth the drive. With the best deals on unbeatable Suzuki outboards, Manitou and Landau tri-tunes, and a great pre-owned inventory while they last. Alex City Marine is the pros the locals know. And no matter where you're from, when you're here, you're local to us. Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama. AlexCityMarine.com.
Russell Do-It Center and building supply stores have the tools and materials to get the job done right, whether you're a professional contractor or just a weekend do-it-yourselfer. With everyday customer conveniences like a drive-through lumberyard, price match promise, and our Best Rewards program, each of our 9 locations offer top brands and building materials like lumber, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. Visit today and see what Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply can help you build tomorrow.
Let's get serious. Let's get Arctic Air serious. You want your car and truck to live longer, don't you? Well, it's about maintenance. Same thing with Arctic Air. You see the number at the bottom of the screen? Call them right now. Let me tell you something. You want to be comfortable? We all want to be comfortable.
Truckloads of fresh inventory are rolling in to Glenn Smith Chevrolet in Opelika. Check out the powerful new Chevrolet Silverado 4-wheel drive crew cabs discounted up to $9,500 off. The exciting 24 Chevrolet Equinox as low as $369 per month. The popular Chevy Traverse discounted up to $6,000 off.
Get your best price every day at Glenn Smith in Opelika, on the lot or online at glennsmith.com. Get ready to smile.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Jim here with you. About 45 more minutes left in today's show. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. We are brought to you each and every day by Russell Do-It Center. They got 9 locations around Central Alabama for all your building supply, home decor, tools, whatever it might be. Go and check out Russell Do-It Center today. Also, Central Alabama Community College, great place to get a great education right here in Central Alabama. Get your 2-year technical degree or get your basics taken care of before you transfer to a 4-year institution and get your bachelor's. Whatever your needs are, Central Alabama Community College is the place for you. They get campuses in Alexander City, Prattville, Talladega, Childersburg. And finally, J.A. Smith, Construction and Excavation. No job is too big, no job is too small. Commercial, residential, whatever the need might be, J.A. Smith Construction and Excavation is there for you. Give them a call, 334-531-0199. 334-531-0199. Wonderful sponsors. We appreciate them so very much. We were talking kind of off air about, the need for Auburn to play better really at every position, but especially at quarterback. One of the things that I was disappointed in was, though, Rivaldo Fairweather, it took us 6 quarters to figure out that he was on the team, it seemed like.
Yeah,
Now, I mean, maybe it was by design against UMass. I get that. You don't want to maybe, but good grief. I mean, all of a sudden he's making catches, phenomenal catch, some of the best catches we've seen, and then the touchdown thing.
If I'm not mistaken off the top of my head, the kid is 6'3", 6'4", 200 and something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's a freaking monster.
Yeah.
Why do you not throw to the monster when somebody's covering him that's 5'10", 5'11"? I mean, Hughes saw that matchup and chunked it over that guy's head. Those balls that are 50-50 like that, you're going to win those.
Yeah.
You're throwing it to a guy. He's one of the great things that I heard brought out about him in an early season is he's a guy that catches the ball away from his chest. Any tight end that can reach out there and do that kind of stuff, that shows they got good hands and they're willing to use them.
Well, that catch he made falling down on his rear end about an ankle high.
Yeah.
That shows you what kind of athlete he is and what kind of receiver he can be.
And if back to what we talked about in the first segment is, if we're not going to be able to get that separation, we're going to have to go look for him more.
Yeah.
Where is Shane Hooks in all this?
There's a good question, too. He's a missing man.
Yeah. I mean, you're
got to get him more involved.
You're making one arm and one foot and one everything else catches in the fall, and you can't even make a two-hand catch in a
against an Auburn secondary that's supposed to be pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Here's one. What do you think about? Okay, Peyton Thorne had a terrible game.
Mm-hmm.
But fourth quarter, final drive, 4 for 4, 56 yards, go-ahead touchdown pass. Could we say, or is it too early to say, or is it disingenuous to say, hey, maybe the light came on at the end of that game, and he's going to carry this over into the next week and the next couple of weeks?
Very possible. I mean, it could be that he's now coming in himself as an Auburn person. It was on the road. He had to make a long travel. He had to get himself, get his mental game there a little bit.
Yeah.
And it could be that Hugh and Montgomery thought their way through things and saw what worked for us in the first half as plays, and they called the plays that worked for him in that last drive and made him comfortable in his own skin.
Well, let's hope that's the case, because he certainly looked a lot better in that second half of that, or the second half of that fourth quarter, and led Auburn to a victory. And that's the bottom line, and that's what it comes down to. Auburn found a way to win when they were not at their best, so maybe that's one of those things they can build on as well.
No, and to me, that tells you a lot about a great team, that these guys are working together. They didn't quit. They stayed all the way to the course. That's going to help us during the season pick up another win that we were not supposed to get. I still believe we're going to beat somebody throughout the schedule, an LSU, an Alabama, a Georgia, that we're not supposed to beat, just because of that.
I think that's probably fair.
Teamwork. And
I think, look, as down as you are, and you say, boy, the offense really went into a shell. There are going to be games down the line where you go, wow, we put up 50 points, and, man, they were clicking this and that, but the defense couldn't stop anybody.
Right.
I think it's going to be that kind of year,
right,
where it's going to be different every week. But everybody in this building understands that you've got to earn the right to maintain your playing time, Freeze said. That's every position, not just quarterback. I think as we move into these next few weeks, the picture will become clearer. I think Peyton, I've said this, but he gives us the best chance to run the offense. Hopefully he'll start taking hold of that, showing that, and improving that.
I've always loved his mindset from day one where Hugh has been here. He's not necessarily set a chart that said, these three people are our receivers, these three people. He's making them earn their spot. And if there's 6 guys that can compete and give us a chance, he puts all 6 on the field.
Right.
Let them play.
I like competition at every position.
Yeah.
That certainly makes you better for sure.
The old iron sharpens iron.
There you go. Samford 1-1 on the year. Chris Hatcher, head coach, been there 9 years now. All-time leading winner, apparently. All-time leading coach at 51-38 is his record there at Samford. So they throw the ball around. This is one of those teams that you see a lot of times. And they're a very upper class, a lot of graduate students, a lot of seniors in this lineup, especially on the offensive side. They ran up and down the field on shorter. I'm not sure that says a whole lot, but 71% completion percentage for Michael Heers, the quarterback. 690 yards, 6 TDs, no picks.
See, that stat alone sticks out to me like a sore thumb. 0 picks. That means when the kid had somebody open, he put it in place 70% of the time, and he didn't turn the ball over.
0 threat to run. But they're going to throw the ball. I mean, he's thrown the ball 69 times this year in 2 games. 70%. For comparison, Peyton Thorne's thrown it 31.
Right.
So they're going to throw it a lot. They're going to throw it often, and he's very accurate. So Auburn's secondary is going to have to play. They're going to have to get in somebody's grill because they're going to throw a lot of passes, I would imagine, less than 10 yards.
Well, I believe the secondary is ready for that challenge.
That will be interesting to pay attention to early in that game because Auburn's offense, I would imagine, will be able to move the ball pretty much at will.
I think you can run on them when you want to.
I would imagine so, probably.
Yeah.
Up against a break here, but don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more of the Auburn Blitz right after these messages.
L&G Ad Agency is the go-to vendor for all your digital and print marketing needs. We have in-house production for all projects, including graphic design, web design, social media marketing, videography, and print marketing. Our video production is up to industry standard with modern 4K cameras and drone capabilities. We pride ourselves in client-committed relationships, and every project is personalized to your needs. Visit lmgadagency.com for a free quote today. Let us tell your story.
Lake Martin Garage, located on Highway 280 in Jackson's Gap, has been serving our area since 1993. From routine maintenance such as oil changes, tune-ups, and rotating and balancing your tires, to transmission and engine repair, our trained and certified mechanics will get you back on the road better than before. Need a tow? With a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week towing service, Lake Martin Garage has local and long-range pickup. Trust your vehicle needs to the professionals at Lake Martin Garage. Call 256-825-6139, or better yet, stop in and see them today. Lake Martin Garage.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill in Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin. Comfort for life.
Passion, the obsession that burns within. Determination, the burning desire to make it. Drive, the motivation to be the absolute best. Skills, the tools to perform at the highest level. Excellence, the feeling of achievement. At Central Alabama Community College, you can release your passion, show your determination, display your drive, and showcase your skills to achieve excellence. Central Alabama Community College, central to you, central to your success.
Frontline Outfitters provides all your aftermarket parts for your cars, trucks, and as well as your professional tinting solutions for auto, residential, and commercial buildings. Frontline Outfitters also handles vinyl wraps, spray-in bed liners, truck accessories, LED lighting, paint correction and detailing, and much more. Make sure Frontline Outfitters of Alexander City is your first call for tinting and aftermarket solutions. Call us today, 256-409-8100.
Lee Apparel is your go-to vendor for screen printed and embroidered apparel and promotional products. We print and embroider free custom-made graphics or outsourced designs on everything from t-shirts, headwear, corporate wear, team sportswear, high-end safety apparel, and promotional products. At Lee Apparel, you can always expect quick turnaround time, competitive pricing, friendly customer service, and free in-hands delivery on all orders. Visit us at leeapparel.com to get started.
Lake Martin Mobile Detailing is the #1 auto and boat detailing company in Central Alabama. Don't trust your boat or vehicle to just anybody. Hire the professionals. Top-of-the-line ceramic coating, detailing, gel coat restoration, and paint correction gives you the options to take care of your vehicle the right way. Located at 702 McCarty Road in Dadeville, Lake Martin Mobile Detailing will have you riding in style. Call them today at 256-794-2328 or Superior Automotive and Boat Detailing.
J.A. Smith Construction is your trusted choice for construction site clearing and grading for new home construction, underground utilities and site work, concrete paving, storm drain installation, fish ponds, and slough dredging. No job is too big or too small. Call Alexander at J.A. Smith Construction at 256-896-1400 or email asmith@jasmithconstruct.com. J.A. Smith Construction, your trusted choice for construction.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Jim here with you. About 34 minutes left in today's show. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. Thank you so much to our sponsors as well. 256-234-6221. Give us a call. Let us know what's on your mind. And I think we got some comments. Let's go to them.
Yeah, our friend Ty Sanders says, I wish Freeze would give Garner a chance. I still think he's the better passer.
That's what we keep hearing. And, hey, he's the only one. I think Holden Gardner, only guy on the team, 1,000%. 2 for 2.
That is correct. And just a little tidbit to throw in this morning that Barstool laid on us this morning. You want to tell everybody what Holden's up to these days?
Well, apparently he's at least there is a burgeoning relationship apparently with him and Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Who would have thought?
Now, you got to be pretty confident fella if you're out there pulling Taylor Swift and you're the third-string quarterback on Auburn's team.
Yeah, really. I mean,
That's that Andy kind of swagger there.
There you go. Yeah, that's for sure. Hey, congratulations to Holden, if that's true, for sure.
Buddy, I mean, you're fixing to have your chance this week. They're going to put you in the game a little bit. Throw a swift comment in there while you're there. Put a bracelet on and let people see who your girlfriend is.
There you go.
We got another question here. Says, let's see, probably before your time, but Fairweather is Lawyer Tillman.
Oh, what are you talking about, man? Lawyer Tillman.
That ain't before my time. I loved it.
One of my favorites. So, met him in the Auburn Mall. Got his autograph when I was, like 1986, 1987.
Him and what's the one you stick out my childhood?
Freddie Wagan,
Robert Baker,
Trey
the touchdown
Gaines
maker.
Robert Baker, who went on to Troy, I think. And,
I used to love that.
Yeah. Seemed like he had some issues, but
well, the good ones always have a little issue.
Yeah, but man, I could see that. I think he's actually a little bit bigger than Lawyer Tillman was, but he had great hands for a big guy.
I agree with you that Fairweather, we've got to use him more. He's got to target him. He's got to get some balls. He's too good of an athlete not to make the defense. The old expression on coaching is the defense is going to give you something on every play. Mm-hmm. So if you look over here and there's a man coverage here and zone coverage on this other side, this tight end's got to be doing something to be able to fit into where we need that spot. If they've got us covered up, same problem we're having now. If we're not getting off the ball, we can get that tight end off the ball.
No, definitely.
Because they don't know if he's run blocking or passing. If he comes off like he's run blocking and just keeps running, I mean, you got a heck of a weapon to throw to.
I mean, Luke Dill, too. I don't think we've targeted any of these guys. Tyler Fromm is a guy that can get open and is a weapon in the passing game, and he was wide open for a touchdown against UMass, and Peyton Thorne, that I don't think they were on the same page, or either somebody did something wrong. I don't know who, but that should have been a touchdown.
Oh, yeah. And you got one comment. John Dent says, TV broadcast in North Jefferson County just resumed.
That ESPN?
I guess.
Yeah.
I'm assuming
okay.
that Spectrum probably picked it back up now.
I think that's the word. That was.
Well, the problem is I've heard a lot of people already jumped the ship, went somewhere else for their services.
I think from what I've heard, from what I've read, and from what I've just observed, I think Charter wants to get out of the cable business.
And they might.
I think they want to go to cell phone and broadband. That's what they want to do because that's, that's the future. But I think they want to get out. Everybody's going to eventually kind of go to streaming, it would seem, and because that seems to be the future of that. And you got a lot more options, and you can break it up, and ESPN will just become basically an entity to itself. Like, you won't pay for a package, you'll pay for each individual little thing.
And I think I made the comment the other night. You and Luke were bringing up the subject. I brought the comment up the other night that I think ESPN in 5 years, we don't even know them anymore. We've got so many services out there now. If I want to go find out sports highlights for Auburn University, I bet you I can find 50 things that'll show me the highlights of Auburn's game, and ain't one of them ESPN.
That's true. That is true, for sure. Now, broadcast rights to the game live.
Right. Now, that's the thing.
That's their niche, and that's what they gotta have.
Yeah, and if they'd have quit putting Beth Mullins and some of these other numbskulls on there broadcasting our games, I'd feel a little bit better about that too.
Right. Yeah. Well. Yeah. That's a whole different story.
Well, it is. That'd take a whole other show to explain some of that.
Yeah.
I think I've heard David made the comment on the show before, or maybe it was on his Facebook I saw the other night. I'm all about it when you put somebody up there that understands the game, can give us some great questions at half. Coach Freeze, we saw this guy get locked down. What do you want to do to overcome that in the second half? Not these vanilla questions that somebody that's never played football a day in their life, and they just stuck her up there because she looks so pretty, that they want her to say, well, ask Coach Freeze what he thinks about the second half. That's not adding to my sports experience.
No. I've always – I don't get it. I don't know, why.
You can get it. The part is that they're just trying to get the eye appeal. Wow. They want the viewers to turn in, but the problem is your hardcore guys that are watching that game, they don't care.
No,
they want hard questions that came out. Coach, you just came out in the first half and California hit you in the damn mouth. What are you going to do about it?
Honestly, I don't even care about going into at halftime. I mean, leave the guy alone. Let him go and make the adjustments. I'm fine with that. I don't care if I hear from him.
And what about you? What about your thoughts? I've seen a few of these games are popping up now. They're going to the coach right before the start of the fourth quarter.
Oh yeah, every game.
Yeah. What do you think about that?
If I was a coach, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah. I'd send them one of the water boys down there and say, talk to him. Let me coach.
Yeah, for real. I don't really care for it, but that's just me. Maybe.
Oh, John hit us back. He said, I was talking about your broadcast in this area, which was having technical difficulties a few minutes earlier.
Okay.
Okay, so you got us back on then, John, is what you're saying.
I see. Well, we always seem to be having technical difficulties.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. We'll see. Got to take another break, but don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
.6% of nurses say they went into the profession because they wanted to help patients. No matter the reason you decided to become a nurse, you have all the tools needed to advance your degree at Jacksonville State University. Our Master's in Nursing program is now offered fully online and can be completed in less than 2 years. You can customize a flexible course schedule so you can receive your advanced education degree all while working on the front line. JSU Nursing, your opportunity to advance your career and serve your community.
At C&T Electric, our clients are our priority. For the safety and security of your family and home, our technicians are professionally trained, drug tested, background checked, and wear uniforms with name tags. We're proud to have served the Elk City, Dadeville, and Lake Martin areas for the past 10 years. Give us a call at 256-234-0007 for all your electrical service and repair needs, or visit us on the web at www.cntelectricllc.com and spell out the word "and."
WOTM is the television provider for all Alabama High School Athletic Association championship events and special programs. WOTM is your home for the Super 7 football, state finals basketball, baseball and softball state championships, the AHSAA weekly show, and WOTM also produced the first ever football playoff show, Super 7 preview show, and reclassification reveal show. Your exclusive home for all things AHSAA is WOTM. Contact your local cable provider to request WOTM to your channel lineup.
Something big is coming. Something so big, it'll change the world of chicken sandwiches. Zaxby's new signature sandwich with Zax sauce or new spicy Zax sauce. Because the chicken sandwich war ain't over yet. The new signature sandwich. All the other little sandwiches can run along. We'll take it from here.
Lay your best to rest. Call the best. Lewis Pest Control.
Lewis Pest Control is now serving Alexander City and the entire Lake Martin area. They've been family owned and operated for over 60 years. Whether it's residential, commercial, or industrial, Lewis has environmentally safe products for all your pest control needs. Lewis Pest Control.
Lay your best to rest. Call the best. Lewis Pest Control.
Russell Do-It Center and building supply stores have the tools and materials to get the job done right, whether you're a professional contractor or just a weekend do-it-yourselfer. With everyday customer conveniences like a drive-through lumberyard, price match promise, and our Best Rewards program, each of our 9 locations offer top brands and building materials like lumber, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. Visit today and see what Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply can help you build tomorrow.
Bucks Island is your boating headquarters. Are you ready to hit the water and go boating this summer? Bucks Island has all kinds of boats with one sure to fit exactly what you want. Fishing boats, sport boats, pontoon boats, and all with low monthly payments. Call 1-800-I'm-READY. Bucks Island Service Department experts are also here for you to keep your boat in top running condition. Call 1-800-I'm-READY. Don't be left standing on the bank this summer. Visit online at bucksisland.com and don't buy a boat till you get a Bucks quote.
Lake Area Realty specializes in Lake Martin real estate. They can help simplify your next real estate purchase or sell and have helped many home buyers and sellers through the area buy and sell real estate with precision. Lake Area Realty utilizes powerful marketing tools and knowledge of the lake to help you with your next move. Call your local hometown agency today, Lake Area Realty, at 256-825-4800. That's 256-825-4800. Lake Area Realty, helping you find your way home.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Jim here with you. Just a couple more segments left in today's show. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. Maybe some clarification. We don't. Maybe now we're being told perhaps it's a joke. Maybe a play on the fact that Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift have some sort. I don't get the Twitter humor or the X humor. I don't.
Well,
I'm out of touch with it, but. Perhaps that's what it is. He said she's 34. So going – but, I mean, again, we were talking about it. Hot older woman, if you're Holden Geriner and
absolutely.
You're what, 19, 20 years old? I mean, come on, man.
Right.
Well,
and Holden's rocking the stash like Kelce.
True.
So you got a little similarities there.
Yeah.
She's just going for the younger version of Kelce.
Maybe she's trying to make him jealous.
There you go.
Yeah. But anyway, so, yeah, there you go. There's your soap opera update.
Yeah.
Get some information that Under Armour is executives on campus at Auburn University. We've talked about this. Hadn't talked about it in a while, but I think it's this year sometime or maybe early next year when the contract comes up for Under Armour.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was this year that it's up.
Okay.
And it was intel given to us that today the president of Under Armour and his reps are on the campus as we speak.
So, who would you like to see Auburn re-up with Under Armour? Because basically, Under Armour, that's kind of like the flagship, I think. For Under Armour, they got some other teams that they obviously outfit, but I think Auburn may be one of the biggest headliners for them.
Oh, yeah.
They were doing Notre Dame, but I'm not sure they still are. Maybe they are still doing Notre Dame. I'm not sure. But anyway, regardless, who would you rather see? Would you like to see Auburn go with Adidas or Nike or Jumpman or whatever that entity is now? Under Armour has been do you like Under Armour? Let's just start there.
I think if you're going solely based off of equipment, as far as the working, not the looking of it, but the working parts of it, I've always thought Nike was leading that train.
Yeah.
Because they got the better cleats. They've made them for years. They've adapted as they've gone along. Now the kids, years ago, when Under Armour first came on the scene, they were the trend. They were the hot thing. Everybody wanted that logo. Yes. Everybody wanted to sing the song and yell before you come out playing on Friday night. Now, has Under Armour caught up? I hadn't worn Under Armour cleats in years and years or even paid them a lot of attention. That was going to be my question I raised to you. When we lay them all on the table, Under Armour, Adidas, Nike, does Auburn go out there and go for the look, or do they go out there and go for the work and go, boy, this cleat is going to outperform these other two?
I've never – I'll say this. I always thought the Auburn uniforms looked tremendous with Russell.
Right.
When we went to Under Armour, I thought they looked cheap.
Right.
And I didn't really like it. Now, they've gotten better over the years, but I don't know. I've never I've never bought into it and liked it all that much, I guess. It seemed like I've heard that, like you said, the cleats, the shoes, those kind of things, that a lot of the athletes didn't like them.
Right.
Now, I don't know. That's maybe hearsay. That may be rumor. I don't know. But I know I've never owned a pair of Under Armour shoes.
No.
But
now I've had both of the others. I've had Adidas and Nike.
Yeah.
And I can believe in both.
Starting September, Auburn can negotiate with other apparel brands. Under Armour still outfits teams until spring 2025.
Well, there you go.
But we can start negotiations now, but spring 2025. So that's a little still till technically the contract comes up. But
well, and that obviously would be a reason why they're on campus today, is getting ahead of that and go ahead and find out what they need to get their bid up there to where it needs to be. You know, when you sit down with football, you sit down with baseball, what are you guys looking for? You know, Coach Thompson, you got 40 guys on your roster. How many cleats you going to need? You going to need 3 sets, 2 sets?
Right.
How much? Can we buy you some batting equipment? Can we buy you some practice jerseys? Can we, you know, they want to know what they can offer them in perks to get that contract.
I do know that when Under Armour first signed with Auburn, a big part of it was stock options.
Yeah.
That went to a lot of different people in Auburn, higher ups in Auburn, and that stock has plummeted.
Right.
So,
well, that's
one of those things that didn't pay off. So,
well, and that's what you know. I'm sure some of these kids, and we may never know it, but some of these kids that are getting NILs may have been given some stock in a company. You know, say, well, gosh, if you'll go out there and talk about Milo's T-Bo Nicks, you know, for every gallon we sell, we'll give you a quarter. You know.
There you go.
And it's always out there, but you got to be savvy on that marketing side of it to be able to know which way to go. And that's again, while they're sitting there debating, is Under Armour going to be with us in 5 years, or is the trend pushing everything Nike or Jumpman, as you say?
Right.
If Jumpman is the new trend and that's what the kids want to wear, then we got to go get what the kids want, because it don't matter what Hughes got on his feet. It's that 5-star recruit. Does he want to wear Jumpman?
Yeah. And, I mean, let's really get realistic and say who's got the best equipment.
That's correct.
I mean, and you know, and the best quality shoes and apparel. And, you know, Under Armour, I got it. I don't know. Nike, I'm sure, is probably the same way. Adidas, but my goodness. You go out and get an Under Armour shirt for an Auburn shirt, Under Armour, you're going to pay $100.
And easy.
I mean, so
easy.
But again, maybe that's just the sign of the times. Everything costs more. But anyway, we got to take another break. We'll be back with one final segment of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
I started.
J.A. Smith Construction is your trusted choice for construction site clearing and grading for new home construction, underground utilities and site work, concrete paving, storm drain installation, fish ponds, and slough dredging. No job is too big or too small. Call Alexander at J.A. Smith Construction at 256-896-1400 or email asmith@jasmithconstruct.com. J.A. Smith Construction, your trusted choice for construction.
SignSource is your local vendor for commercial and residential sign manufacturing and installation. We offer all kinds of lighted and non-lighted signage, from retail signs, LED message centers, event banners, vehicle wraps, the whole spectrum. We also offer service and repair on existing signs, as well as retrofitting to LED or installation of outsourced signage. We have the knowledge necessary to fulfill all of your signage needs in the short or long term. Visit signsourcenow.com to get started.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama.
Chick-fil-A is always the best option when you're on the go, but they are also great when it comes to planning your next event, from tailgating to birthday parties to weddings. Call Chick-fil-A Alexander City at 256-289-7955 for catering or order on the Chick-fil-A app. Make sure to choose the Alexander City location and have your catering order ready to go. Nugget trays, mac and cheese trays, fruit trays, cookie trays, gallons of our famous lemonade or tea, and chilled grilled chicken sub sandwiches, and a lot more options. Make it Chick-fil-A Alexander City for your next event.
Folks around these parts have known for a long time that Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is your #1 stop for automotive service and repair. At Walls Tire, you'll always find quality service at a fair price on everything from AC, name brand tires, big or small repairs, routine maintenance, towing, and more. When your car or truck needs to run right, there's one place in the area to go, conveniently located and easy to find. Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
Passion, the obsession that burns within. Determination, the burning desire to make it. Drive, the motivation to be the absolute best. Skills, the tools to perform at the highest level. Excellence, the feeling of achievement. At Central Alabama Community College, you can release your passion, show your determination, display your drive, and showcase your skills to achieve excellence. Central Alabama Community College, central to you, central to your success.
For more than 40 years, Ingram Equipment Company has helped companies, towns, and cities with their dirtiest, most challenging jobs by providing the very best equipment and by helping them keep in tip-top working condition. IEC represents leading manufacturers such as Heil garbage truck bodies, Timco sweepers, Step pothole patchers, and many more. We proudly support all athletes and teams that compete across the state and wish them good luck this year. Ingram Equipment Company, ingramequipment.net.
The interstate is backed up this morning due to an accident.
So you don't like sitting still on the interstate? Get the free Algo traffic app. With Algo, you'll have the information you need to avoid problems on your route, to work, to home, to the beach. Traffic backups, wrecks, lane closures, all with current info and live traffic camera feeds. Know before you go with Algo Traffic, ALGO Traffic from the Alabama Department of Transportation. Get it today and arrive on time.
Welcome back, everyone, to the final segment of the Auburn Blitz on this Thursday afternoon. Andy Graham and Jim Hardy taking you up to 1 o'clock. Let's close it out with some comments.
All right, we got Tony says, I've always been on the Jordan train. Equipment is great, and it would probably potentially bring in some more recruits, in my opinion.
And it is JUMP. I should have been more specific. Jump Man, which is basically, it's Michael Jordan brand of apparel and stuff. It's a subsidiary of Nike. I'm not sure how that all works, but I guess it is technically a separate brand from Nike. Is that? But I don't know.
I would feel that, yeah, because you're under the umbrella of Nike, it's just his version of it. Because, you know, they pay him so much money for royalties every year.
Oh, yeah.
And I was sure that's what that's got to be. And then that's what we're referring to what John said, too. John said Junk Man, J-U-N-K. It's Junk, J-U-M-P, Junk Man. And asking if it's a real company, showing my age, I've never heard of it. And most people hadn't, John. It's a new thing that's come along. The kids, you know, out there, these teenagers and college kids are starting to get behind it a little bit, so it could be the new Under Armour of 10 years ago.
I know Michigan has their outfit now in Jumpman. And you'll see it's a little, their little symbol is Michael Jordan basically in flight, you know, dunking a basketball.
Mm-hmm.
That's the insignia. So.
All right.
Baseball schedule, as we mentioned earlier, it is out now. Auburn opening up with Vandy on the road, Arkansas at home, A&M on the road. That's a pretty tough little start.
Yeah, I would say
for the
so.
Auburn baseball team.
Yeah.
Tennessee at home, Kentucky at home, Mississippi State on the road, LSU on the road, Ole Miss at home, Missouri on the road, and Alabama in Auburn to close things out May 16th to 18th, and that is the schedule this upcoming season. So looking forward to that. Again, Butch Thompson doing a phenomenal job. Closing things out here, it is September the 14th. On this day in 1916, Christy Mathewson, one of the great pitchers of the early era of baseball, threw and won his final Major League Baseball game. Christy Mathewson. And I think he went on to work in the or join the Army or something, worked in the chemical weapons, and actually was exposed to some chemicals and died at an early age.
Wow.
But good guy, Christy Mathewson, great pitcher. 1986, on this day, Bo Jackson hit his first Major League Baseball home run, 475 feet. The longest home run ever at Royals Stadium. Not a shock there for Bo. 1994 on this day. Golly, I didn't remember it was this late. But 1994, the Major League Baseball owners decide or vote to cancel the rest of the season and the World Series on this day, 1994.
My goodness.
I didn't realize it was that late.
Yeah, if you're talking about September, that's
basically they just canceled the last 2 weeks of the season, and it's playoffs, World Series.
Doesn't matter.
They lost a lot of viewers. They lost a lot of fans after that, and it was basically until the home run chase with Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa that they started bringing those back. And now, of course, that has kind of been tarnished. Happy birthday today, Clayton Moore. Are you familiar with the Lone Ranger?
I know of it. I'm not too familiar.
You never watch those old?
No.
The Lone Ranger and Tonto?
No.
Yeah, born on this day, 1914. Walter Coing, are you a Star Trek fan?
No Star Trek fan.
Chekhov?
No.
Larry Brown,
Who's
head
that?
coach of the 76ers of the Knicks.
Oh, yeah.
Won a national title with Kansas, 1988.
Yeah.
Danny Manning and that bunch.
Mm-hmm.
Sam Neill, Jurassic Park.
No.
No? Never seen any of the Jurassic Park?
Yeah.
Not a one. Wow. The first one, man, was great. 1990s. 1947, Sam Neill. Also a great movie called Dead Calm.
Yep. Doesn't ring a bell.
Who was the redhead that was married to Tom Cruise? She's married to a country singer now. But anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she was in that with him. Oh, man, very good movie.
Nicole
Kidman, thank you very much.
Yep.
Billy Zane, he's the bad guy, crazy. I mean, bat, guano, crazy. Billy Zane. Ed King, guitarist for Leonard Skinner.
I know Skinner.
He left the band in 75, was not in the plane crash. But Steve Gaines, also born on this day, 1949, another guitarist for Leonard Skinner, was on the plane in 1977 and died in that plane crash. Tim Wallach, pretty good baseball player back in the day, played for the Expos for many, many years. Mary Crosby. Now, a lot of people will say, who in the world? Mary Crosby, if you'll remember, she was Sue Ellen's sister on Dallas.
Oh, okay.
And to the answer of the age-old question, who shot J.R., it was Mary Crosby.
Okay.
There you go.
All right.
She's the one that shot J.R. Do you remember that, or are you too young for that?
I remember a little bit of Dallas, but I don't,
That was like when I was in, second grade or something.
I don't think that I've lost any sleep trying to figure out who shot JR.
Who shot JR? One of the highest rated television shows that to figure that out, maybe ever. Morton Harkett. AHA. Take on me.
Oh, okay. I know the song. Yep.
Yeah. I mean he's Norwegian. What are you gonna do? Andrew Lincoln. Are you a Walking Dead fan?
Mm-mm.
Rick.
Yeah.
Yeah, from Walking Dead.
Nope.
Just love the name, Frosty Rucker.
Okay.
Defensive lineman in the NFL. Can you get a better name than Frosty Rucker?
Well,
Delman Young from Montgomery, Alabama. Baseball player. Threw a bat at an umpire.
Ooh.
That's pretty much his claim. And hit him, by the way.
That's how you exit early.
Yeah. You got a little suspension for that one. Jimmy Butler, a pretty good basketball player. I think he's with the Heat now, maybe. 1989. And Tony Finau, golfer playing in the par 3 contest at the Masters, dislocated his ankle, kind of celebrating a good shot. And Buddy did not drop out. Popped it back in himself.
Goodness.
And went and played the course the next day.
I'm going to throw one at you. Auburn puts up over 50 on Saturday.
Yeah. I think they could get to 60.
Yeah, I think because they're trying to get some confidence, they're going to put 50.
How much do they hold, Sam?
Let's call it 50 to 10.
50 to 10.
Yeah,
I'll take it.
Yeah.
It's going to wrap it up for us. Thank you so much for being with us. He is Jim. I'm Andy. So long for now, everybody. We'll talk again soon.